All right. Well, let's take a variation on White Devotion here. So we've got the Ajani's Pridemate, Daxos, Heliod package here, along with these cheap life-linking creatures. But then the top end of this deck is very different than what you see in the more aggressive decks that we've played in the past, like what's up on my website. We've got 16 different Planeswalkers here, which Ajani is a Planeswalker you want to be playing anyways, but more importantly, we're leveraging these Planeswalkers in our life gain deck on the back of Interplanar Beacon. So Interplanar Beacon here says whenever you cast a Planeswalker spell, you gain a life. So this is another way to enable and trigger both of these cards, which seems great. Dovin, Gideon, and Ajani are also Planeswalkers that gain life with their abilities as well. So let's go ahead and jump on into a match here with this and see how it goes. Yeah, Bob, but toll roads aren't entirely privately funded, from my understanding, right? Aren't toll roads generally funded with tax dollars as well? I think toll roads are exclusively funded with tax dollars. That would make sense. I can't imagine whatever. And toll roads only work because they're connected to non-toll roads. Yep. Waiting on toll booths are basically planned traffic jams. I mean, most places don't have toll booths anymore, right? There are a few entirely private ones in the UK. Not in the United States, though, right? Alright, so what's my sequencing here? I think it's just Pridemate. And get that growing up. We're about to be reminded why playing Pridemate and Ajani the Pride is awkward in the face of Brazen Borrower, most likely. Gideon gives pressure and gets rid of the Clover eventually. Like, they have a pretty endless stream of Trump blockers, right? I think I'm just making this big enough to attack through their Fae of Wishes, and then just trying to close this out here. I need to kill them before Brazen Borrower shows up, is basically what happens. If they have Brazen Borrower, they like reset us back into the Stone Age here. They like kill my token and reset my Pridemate, and I'm not sure we're going to be able to recover from that before they take over the game. Yes, privatizing things tends to work very well for those with privilege and not so much for the rest of the world. You received a $5,500 bill from a toll road when I got in an accident and totaled my truck on one. That bill was to repair the damage my truck caused to the road. Okay, yeah, sure. What if I Teferi? I need to Gideon to activate this, though. If I Teferi Heliod, this activates. So I think I want to do this and bounce their 1/1 here. Yeah, I think I agree with that. Brazen. Oh, I only needed one more anyways. Yeah, this is fine. I think I agree with the assessment that Brazen Borrower's the format's fun, please. All right. This is probably a matchup where I want Disenchant. Killing their Clover is pretty important. Casket can clear out a blocker. I know Teferi was okay there, but I think he's actually the trim in this matchup because a lot of their things we don't want to be bouncing because they're adventure cards. Seems good. You could maybe make an argument for Giant Killer, but I think I'd rather have Glass Casket. Because Casket can take out an adventure creature. This is a little bit of awkwardness. Our deck has 19 white sources in it, which is about enough to cast a white spell on 2, but it doesn't mean you're not going to have some hands like this. This is fine. Bottom, Beacon, hope to scry into a land. We'll go untapped land, 1-drop, tapped land, 1-drop. Hopefully Gideon on 3. Maybe Disenchant on 3 if they play a Clover. Perfect. Just like we drew it up, chat. Crunch. Feels like a Brazen Borrower turn. In for that. Yep. So next turn we'll go land, Daxos, Pridemate. Also get to hit them with this and gain a life, so the Pridemate will be a 4/4. The trade there kind of implies to me they don't have another bounce spell. Hopefully that's the case, and this Pridemate's just going to get to run away with things. Well, those are pretty good for our hero.
Bless us in our righteous cause. I believe in you, friend.
Sick. Feel like we got a little bit fortunate there. Opponent pulled the trigger on their Brazen Bar. We're pretty early. If they'd have been a little bit more conservative with it, they might have been okay. This curve's pretty sweet. This was kind of a build around, so we played against something very close to this on stream at one point recently. I think I'd actually rather lead on Daxos here, because if they're playing Jeskai, there's a good chance they have Bone Crusher or Clarion here. It's not, Bob. It's just my old one. I type quickly. So now we have Life's Bounty to protect the Pridemate here. And if they go to stomp it in response, we sack the Life's Bounty to protect it, and then it'll become a 4/4 from the Life's Bounty dying with the Daxos trigger, so it still doesn't die to Clarion next turn. Staggering Insight. I don't think we have enough evasive creatures for Staggering Insight to be good.
You'll thank me later. I'll protect you.
So I think I want to do this, so that way this doesn't die to...
I protect those who cannot protect themselves. My pride grows strong.
Putting the Ajani into play means this doesn't die to Clarion, which is nice. And then next turn, I get to go Pridemate, cast Dovin, trigger both beacons, trigger my Pridemates, which is great. Squad's gonna be real swole. Alright. Sure. So this grows them all up by 3. Yeah, I think Dovin's better than playing this out, because Dovin triggers 3 times. Oh, 4 times, right? Because it puts one into play here, too. It was not above average turn, chat. Above average turn.
Right on schedule. Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
I think there's a chance we get to 35-0 this next turn. Yeah. Yeah. Get out of here, Jeskai Fires. Alright, Disenchant sounds great. Dispute sounds fine. Do I just trim Healer's Hawk because it gets swept? Yeah, I'll split the difference. Teferi's kind of whatever here. don't think I really want Devout Decree. It exiles exactly Red Cavalier and like maybe Giant Killer's better than Healer's Hawk. I'll take Giant Killer. Giant Killer's definitely better than Decree here. Giant Killer I mostly put in the board for Gruul aggro. Yeah, Dovin hits a lot of things we're interested in hitting in this deck. I don't know what Gideon's company does. That card costs 4 mana. Are you aware that the card you recommended costs 4 mana?
Stand by and watch. Let's try this.
I think I do this, and then I just double 2 mana spell next turn.
Together we can banish evil.
We'll see if they have fires and or 4th land for Sphinx next turn.
Here goes nothing.
You like Brazen Borrowed here? Sure. Yeah, Bone Crusher, another bounce spell maybe. Could be Bone Crusher, but like a pause thinking about whether or not they wanted to kill the Pridemate or the Daxos.
I've got it.
I'm gonna lead on this because I can indestructible something. Yeah, it looked like Clarion there. Smelled like Clarion. Hey, Plitha. And then if they hadn't Clarion in response, they could still have like Shatter. And I would plus to make my thing indestructible before deploying this. So obviously with different sequencing, I could have gotten counters on this Pridemate, but trying to get counters on the Pridemate gets really blown out by their sweeper effect. And we can probably assume they have something because they neglected to play the Sphinx of Foresight out last turn. Do they also have Bone Crusher? Yeah, I thought they might have had Bone Crusher last turn. Yes, they did. If they have a 6th land, we can see them deploy 2 adventure creatures here. It's not too big of a deal because Gideon's indestructible when he attacks. Then Dovin gets to Dovin gets to make a 1/1 that can block the Brazen Borrower. What's going on, Ring? Yeah, we're actually gonna be running late today because I had to start late. So this is just 20 minutes into this deck. We got at least one more after this.
You have been analyzed. I benefit from another's success.
I believe in you.
Great. Attack you with my 6/6 Chad. crunch. Anything that gives us devotion to white turns on Heliod next turn, which is great. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've cast Dovin, huh? It's been a hot second for sure. Easy chump block here. Want to keep my Planeswalkers on high loyalty. How many Chads are in Historic? I think it's just one, right? That's my fault. I said anything with white devotion would give us Heliod. This is obviously I think I can get this to a 5/5, right? So I can give this lifelink and then this gains us 2 as well. These are just the flat artwork, Dimir sleeves. No animation. Hey, we'll move it. Do 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 do. Thanks for the 2-month sub now. Do 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 do. Brr do do do. Casual 5/5 Thopter. No big, no big. Dear opponent, please don't Teferi me. Don't Brazen Borrower me. I mean, that qualifies as not doing the things I asked you not to do. They get some redraws here now, though. Survey says the amount of life we're gaining makes it incredibly hard for them to race us, which is great. And if they don't attack Chad here, Chad gets to exile something on them next turn, which is great. We might see a lot of these attack Gideon. They have to attack it with everything to guarantee it dies, right? I guess they could attack it with just 3 things to make sure it can't kill something. Is that unreasonable? And then unfortunately here, racing is very difficult too because they're gaining 9 on this attack. So they're guaranteed killing a Planeswalker. They're just letting us pick which one. Which, I don't know, that seems a little loose because like my Gideon gets to kill their Cavalier next turn now. Pretty unfortunate that we didn't find a way to turn on Heliod here. Let's get rid of that one. Let's disenchant that. I should technically hit them before I do that because they can like borrower me now. Technically speaking. So we go up to 41, but we're basically on nothing. Opponent's got 3 cards plus a borrower plus their board versus just our Heliod and Castle. Nah, just throw money at me, dirty digits. People who cut the line don't have to use deck queues and form submissions like peasants. It was Hunter's Cheer, but I think that promotion's over. What's a cube? I don't think Bob's ever used a cube. Do 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 do. Deacon, thanks for the third of year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So this is like make a Pridemate, gain 4 when it hits me.
Lies in our friendships.
Oh, I could have zeroed him. Yeah, that's better. I wasn't thinking. Yeah, Totes should have just zeroed. They'd have Borrower versus this, but we'd be in a better spot. Yes, Sprata. Planning to run later. That's good enough for me. Let's get to the next one. Maybe I should take a draw step there. I should take one draw step at another Ajani there, actually. That's what I should do. I think I'm happy with how I boarded. Let's run it back. It was a close game. Sure. Mana's a little awkward with Castle. Can't play the 1-drop on 1, but pretty reasonable otherwise. Spells are good. Our opponent mulligan to 4. All right. You know, we take those around here, chat. Scribe 1 to the top. Yep. Hey, thanks for the biddies. Sounds wonderful. Black, white, aristocrats will be our second deck of the day. I think I'm just gonna Life's Bounty and play a tapped land here. I don't really want to play this out into a Deafening Clarion, and this lets me hold up Life's Bounty to protect this turn from a Clarion, and I can like dispute a Teferi this turn. So that sounds good. Dr. Jones, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Nope. We'll give Pridemate lifelink here, smack them for 2, grow up the kitty a little bit. We have Giant Killer for their Sphinx next turn, which is sweet. Our answer's just lining up really... Our cards are lining up really well into theirs this game. And after they mulliganed to start, probably not going to be able to keep up with us. Sure.
I believe in you, friend.
And then this is at 6. We can just exile whatever the next thing is. Not gonna lie, chat. I had low expectations going into this one, and it is it's thoroughly exceeding them so far. Did not expect a lot. Been pleasantly surprised. Can you explain the interaction when you stomp Bone Crusher Giant and Polycake? Some rolls pleb and don't understand why the cards do what they do. So, normally, the TLDR is that stomping stops prevention. So, it effectively makes the Polukranos take double damage because it loses 1/1 counters equal to the damage it takes, but then it also still takes the damage. So, if your Polukranos is a 6/6 and something else gets stomped, and it fights a 3/3 after the stomp happens, your Polukranos is gonna die because it'll become a 3/3 with 3 damage marked on it. It's been good, Morgie. We are 2-0 to start. We beat Temur Adventures, and then we just beat we've beaten Temur Adventures and Reclamation Fires, Just Sky Fires. This is sick. Really good curve here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got the beacon too. Don't bone crusher me, bro. Rats. Solid historic dinos. I feel like the answer to that is no. If there was an answer to that, I feel like it would probably be Jund to play Rotting Regisaur with Cleave. I'd probably recommend starting with some of the Jund lists that went around when they were in Standard. Caleb Durward played a lot of Jund dinos, if I recall correctly.
I'm impressed. Anyone, I don't
Yeah.
seeing things suffer.
Historic's like Standard Plus, so starting with decks that were previously in Standard before rotation happened, probably the best way to go. The fact that they're on Growth Spiral implies that they might be Reclamation and not Adventures. Yeah, okay. Maybe Thassa's Intervention. Actual factual Ionize, huh? Wild.
This is just a small example of my genius.
Our curve was very good, but the fact that we were on the draw meant that our opponent got to pick us apart pretty thoroughly here. Like, just think about how different this game is if we're on the play. Like, the Pridemate is a 3/3 before they can stomp it, and we just like run away with it. Why not tick up Dovin to protect against Storm's Wrath? Because I'm fine with him dying to that. They just bounce my... But they must be countering, right? Like, the only reason you bounce my Planeswalker there that's on one is if you have an Ionize. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And for that... I probably need to trim soon. It's getting a little unwieldy. You got the draw feels bad. Feels magic, man. No blocks. Don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. Would I rather save the token or keep my bounty? I think I'd rather save the token here. That's probably not true. My beard is very much not blue yet. Yeah, I didn't, that's why I didn't say anything about stopping the draw, Gecko Pirate. The question I asked was... Oh, you're responding to Mail Branch, not me. Got it. Yeah, so I was asking, do I want to sacrifice this to protect my Thopter, right? Like, would I rather have this in play or would I rather have a 1/1 flyer? In order for a spell to not be countered, to be countered, it needs to have all of its targets invalidated. In fact, part of the reason why this card is target player draws cards, I'm sure, is because they didn't want people to just be able to kill the target and then not have the card draw happen. Also, there's also the times for when you want to explosion and draw more cards. I'm gonna jump here and just gain 1. Get this up to a 3/3. Hopefully we hit like a Planeswalker or some way to gain life next turn so we can start pumping up our squad. Opponent's got 6 cards in hand at this point though, so a little bit behind. You have another Bone Crusher here. Rough. The first X draw spell always draws a second copy of itself, right, chat? That's just how Magic works. So, hit the card we wanted to gain some life, but unfortunately we got 2 picked apart. Disenchant sounds good again. Dispute sounds good again. Gonna again trim the creature that gets swept away. Yeah, let's do this. I don't think I want Giant Slayer here. Am I planning on streaming over the weekend, or will Full Color and Nig be played on Monday? It'll likely be pushed back to Monday. I don't think I'm going to be on it all this weekend. I think I'm taking the whole weekend off. I plan to... Yeah, I'm definitely taking this weekend off because I'm going to be live next Saturday because of the what's it called? I'll be live next Saturday for the MCQ. I'm gonna have to do some super serious testing for the MCQ. It's a really big deal and important to test for. Definitely gonna be grinding hardcore to make sure we give ourselves the best chance to win there. I had 2 different people stop by the house to give me quotes yesterday and the day before. Waiting to hear back from them now. It's 10-1 or you're out. Don't sell it out to be like some unreasonable thing. You only have to go 10-1 to get meaningful prizes. In order, the best records in next Saturday's event are 10-0, 10-1, 0-2. Those are in order the 3 best records I can have on Saturday. They're playing Night Pack Ambusher. Brutal. I guess we're chump blocking because I want to make another friend next turn. I'm being sarcastic. I mean, I'm not being sarcastic about 0-2 being the 3rd best record. If you 0-2, you get your Saturday back. Alright, they didn't float mana. Means they're not doing stuff here. Hey, Daxos turns on Heliod, so that's exciting. Then I get to do this. I wouldn't mind doing well either, Bob. It's also like a decent paycheck. Like if you qualify, it's a minimum of a couple grand. Like all the way up into like 6 figures, I believe, is the potential.
My pride grows stronger.
Dollar bills, Marty. Dollar bills, y'all. Oh, they have Brazen Borrower, just a Bone Crusher, eh? Yeah. Well, you know. I think I just hold tight. I want to defend this. So that way... Out of here. So that way I can sit there and gain us life next turn. Also keep the Heliod active. They have another piece of interaction we're probably done here. If they don't, we have a lot of reasonable draws next turn. We also are just well set up on board because we have Castle that can activate to give us value every turn, which triggers Daxos and Heliod. Sweet. Okay. That bodes well for our hero. They could have Expansion Explosion here still as a possibility. Don't start floating mana. Don't start floating mana. Don't start floating mana. Dang it, Bobby. Oh, just Growth Spiral. Sure, deal. Deal Areno. Now, the scary part here is that happened really fast, which implies that they have 3 spells in their hand, is something to be slightly concerned over. I march into battle as your champion of justice. Justice for Gideon.
Friendship is the best cure.
Oh. Huh. So we need to turtle up for a little bit more here. And if we turtle up for a little bit more, next turn Gideon can give us the Ajani 0. Should be great. Unfortunately, he can't give Vigilance, right? Or can he? I think he can. Wait, can he? He can give Vigilance. Maybe I am supposed to Vigilance Daxos there. I don't know if they like have a Stomp or whatever. I guess if they had Stomp, they'd kill this. Yeah, that's true. I could read that they don't have a thing, because if they had a thing, they would have killed by Ajani. Yeah, that's a good call. I could have Vigilance this, and then Heliod plus it. Wow, just packing it in. What on God's green earth is in their hand? Huh. Alright, I think I want Giant Killer if they're gonna be... They're gonna be doing, what's it called? I'm gonna trim the Disenchant. I think it's fine. If they have Reclamation, I have Teferi as an anti-Reclamation card. I mean, Storm's Wrath hits Planeswalkers, right? So if they had Storm's Wrath, they would have cleaned my Planeswalkers out. Beacon plus Daxos is super awkward, but hopefully we draw land. Should have been more specific, chat. Definitely drew a land. Feels magic, man. Feels Magic the Gathering. Swish. Swish. Nothing but net, chat. Never didn't have it. Alright, you got a Bone Crusher or a Brazen Borrower. Should we have a swish emote? I feel like we should have a swish emote. I'm gonna message my art guy. I think Ron was here earlier. Just in case he's not. It's pretty good. I think I actually want to do... I should have played this land. I think I actually want to do this before the Ajanis. Because then when I play the Ajanis with the beacons, they're going to trigger my Heliod, which is great. This also encourages them to maybe Brazen Borrower this before I play these and make tokens. Do I play Best of One? I do not. I do not. I personally do not find Magic fun as a Best of One game. Sick, Beansy. I should have 2 more keys I can spend on it tonight after I'm done streaming for like another 10 mil or so. I think we could probably start killing that thing every day. Quiet Kirian, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Again, I think I want to just lead on this. Maybe it's wrong to play it into an Ionize this turn. Playing an Ajani out into the impending Brazen Borrower feels loose. Yeah, I don't think Staggering Insight's very good here, Justin. I also only have 9 blue sources that cast it, and we don't really have evasive creatures. So I don't think that's really a good... That's a great draw. Was it worth it to counter the Borrower last turn? Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I'm totally not used. I haven't played with this card enough to have that on muscle memory. This can totally protect enchantments too. Yeah, I 10 out of 10 should have sacked this to stop the Borrower on the Heliod. That's what I mentioned earlier. I don't think he said that. You're gonna make me look. Or we trade bounty for Borrower. You weren't really specific. Weird that they bounced that instead of the token. I guess I could have protected the token. I think they might have just missed the fact that I could do that too. I definitely, and again, protection for red means it doesn't take damage from this. If they miss on their 6th land again here, I get to play this next turn, trigger this twice, and then dispute their Borrower, which is great. This is very good for us. We'll see if they have another Stomp or a Brazen Borrower or another Flame Sweep here. Interplanar Beacon doing good work here, though. There is no greater treasure than quiet times with friends. Oh, Ajani. Oh, Ajani, you so wholesome, Ajani. Such a wholesome cat. Look at this rude dog coming after our loving cats. Not cool, bro. Easy block here because he makes another one anyways. Although maybe I'm supposed to leave that just so I could like grow it up and attack next turn. I don't know, maybe I am supposed to just leave that there. Sure.
Find your inner strength.
All right, not a giant, but a very large dog to end all the same. Then we can smack them for 5, putting them to 5. We can play bounty. What if we didn't do that? Disputes have been very good in the games we've played so far too. And since I can't protect this with bounty since I cast the Dispute, I think I'm just going to play Giant Killer this turn. Yeah, like, I mean, like, the core of what this deck is doing is super reasonable. It's playing, like, the best parts of the White Devotion aggro with, like, okay top end. It's got, like, some solid synergies in it, too. Hey, Shenzhou, thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate the continued support. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. If they just play Bone Crusher here, they're dead. Isn't protection a fun and interesting mechanic? How we doing today, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for dropping in here today. If you're a new viewer, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic and other strategy games 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week. If you enjoy constructed Magic, that's definitely the channel for you. We play a ton of Standard and Historic here on Magic Arena. We also play some of Magic's bigger formats like Pioneer, Modern, and Legacy on Magic Online in the mornings usually. As always, love to give a shout out to my wonderful subs. I wouldn't be here din and dat without their support. So thanks to all of them for keeping me employed. I'd also like to plug a couple of my wonderful sponsors here really quick. BCW Supplies, the only ones I trust to protect my paper Magic the Gathering cards. Using code HOAGLANDIA at bcwsupplies.com. You can save 10% on sleeves, binders, deck box, and all sorts of other fantastic gaming accessories there with them. Grimoire Deck Box would love to help you carry your collection or decks in style. They do larger boxes like these that hold up to 300 cards, as well as even bigger ones that can hold an entire cube or individual decks as well. You can use code JEFFMTG to save 5% on your purchases there with them. The NRG Championship Series has a $5,000 championship trial weekend every single month in the Midwestern United States. If you can't make it out to the Midwest to play in one of their Pioneer, Modern, or Legacy tournaments, be sure to check out their streaming coverage as well at twitch.tv/NRG Series. And of course, inkedgaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. If you head on over to inkedgaming.com/Jeff, you can save some money on your order there while also supporting my content here. And of course,
don't make your life garbage time. Join us in Hoaglandia today by subscribing to Jeff Hoagland with Twitch Prime today.
Look at that. Perfect timing. Just got an opening hand. Let's do it. There is a Kiki. So these cards are... I've got a wide selection, a small range of cards here in my hands that I shuffle with my BCW sleeves. We've got the Rock Lobster, Paper Tiger, Scissor Lizard. Perfect for deciding who goes first. We have a Heracross, a Tomegamon, a Squirrel Token, and a Vicious Dryad. Variety of strategy games. And then we have what remains of the cards I own from Kiki Card, which are my 4 black bordered Birds of Paradise, 1 Court of Calling, 1 Kiki Jiki, 1 Restoration Angel. I sold the rest of them because Magic cards are expensive, chat. What am I discarding here? Probably Teferi. I guess Teferi's actually probably worth keeping against Kroxa because they escape it back. We can bounce him. I'm going to bin the Gideon because he can be kind of hard to defend. Gobo Jacobs, thanks for the brand new Prime Support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Did I rehearse my ad rolls? That was clean. Not really. I've just done them a lot. We do that. Do those a few times a week. Hello, wifey. Ooh. Bob sent me this.
Yeah, I can read return addresses.
All right, what are we doing here?
Look how dusty that one is.
Bob, toys are here, Bob.
Is he there? How do you even know he's watching?
Gabo the Green, thank you for the 3rd of the year. Welcome back. No, who is this false Gabo? I think I just Heliod here and just be resource efficient.
How do you even know he's watching?
You want a Dovin down tick? I don't know, like Dovin has a finite number of down ticks and like waiting till later means I get more triggers off of it, which is nice. What keyboard is that? I have no idea. It's one Ranting Bob sent me. It is a Cherry MX Clear Model V3B. No, I said 10K. I said 10K. They're 10K weekends. Two 5K tournaments.
You should show them how gross your existing.
Did it say 20K?
keyboard
I think it
is.
said 10K. Did I say 5K? Maybe I said 5K by mistake.
Don't
Oh,
make
that's the wrong one. Yeah, they're definitely taking. There are two 5K tournaments. There's a 5K on Saturday and a 5K on Sunday.
See, chat's not ignoring me, even though you are.
I love you, honey. What's wrong?
I was telling them how nasty your keyboard is.
Listen, chat. She thinks my keyboard's gross. Is this keyboard gross?
No,
Is
show
this-
them that it's hard to see.
It is kind of hard to see.
Nasty.
It's disgusting. It's super disgusting. That keyboard's black, by the way. It's supposed to be black. Ooh, that's a really good draw.
It's like thick dust particles.
This is the keyboard that I just showed on screen is a $10 USB keyboard from Amazon. I believe it is HP Basics.
You just mixed up two things, you weirdo.
HP Essentials. No, it's Amazon Essentials, right? I think it's
Amazon Essentials. HP is a actual brand. It's not Amazon.
Yeah, but I think it's like their basic keyboard.
Their basic keyboard wouldn't be HP branded.
That's the HP's basic keyboard.
Sure. I mean, I know Amazon owns most of the world, but like, there's still separate entities out there.
They ate my Pridemate, chat, and now the zombie eats this? That's just rude. Oh no! This is the only basic island in our deck, chat. There is one singleton basic island so we can have a 13th blue source. I was so excited. I was like, oh good, this is a 2-drop. We can double 2-drop this turn. I want to hold on to this land so I can discard it to Kroxa.
Did you know that the top of your headset is super dusty?
I believe that. I mean, do you see everything else in here?
I know, but like, I mean, you touch it, like, won't you rip the dust off?
We've not played against Mono Red in this league, no.
You can put the keyboard in the dishwasher? That seems dangerous.
All right, so again, want to leave white up because I could draw a white 1-drop. I think I just do this and then bounce this.
Show remorse. No, I am not making this up as I go.
I don't recommend putting keyboards in dishwashers.
Somebody else in chat spreading fake news then. Love you.
Love you too.
What are we going till today?
Probably 5 o'clock or so.
No big
I would like chat to know with all of...
Come here.
What?
Please come here. Move that thing.
I'm gonna need to put a webcam on I'm gonna need to put a webcam on a long cord so I can take you all out into the basement on occasion. But okay, for reference, I've been looking for my nice water bottle. I have a 32-ounce water bottle with a straw.
Yeah, it's sitting right outside the door.
Because I'm a child. I like water bottles with straws in them. And I haven't been able to find my other one. And we've cleaned
In
the entire
3 weeks.
and cleaned the entire house. One of my children hid the water bottle behind the thing right outside my office door. So it's been sitting outside the door behind the thing for the last 3 weeks. That's great.
There you go, you can show them now. I sent you a picture.
You sent me a picture? Okay.
Do you remember that time you asked them if they knew where it was?
I did also ask if they knew where it was. So it was behind that. Outside the door. Which in my defense, it was easy to miss, okay?
I mean, sure. You just had to move it out of the way. Oh, they so did that on purpose.
That was definitely, that's where he hid the remote last time. I should have looked. He put the remote behind there and put something up above it. Oh, my 4-year-old is lucky he's cute. I should probably clean this. I think I was sick last time I drank from it. Yeah, we're gonna take that upstairs and wash it before we use it again. So we'll do this. What was the thing I was behind? That is a,
But I'll make an exception.
that is, God, this deck is so sweet. It is a, laptop tray thing. Cooling fan, yeah. You put it on your lap and then you put your laptop on top of it for when your laptop has a graphics card in it and it's gonna set your legs on fire. Alright, Devout Decree against the Croxa deck sounds good. Looks like they're playing the black-red Croxa deck that we played a good bit of. Decree and Casket both seem reasonable. Teferi seems good. I think this is probably a Gideon out matchup. Just because he can get attacked down. Maybe I try my Healer's Hawk too. Yeah, I agree. This one, I had low expectations going in. This one's definitely exceeded expectations. Is that just called a pillow? Well, you don't want to put, if your laptop's getting hot, putting it on a pillow that's going to block the fans on the bottom is an incredibly bad idea. Half and half on the pillow. I think I'm keeping this. Let's just like draw an untapped white source. Put the laptop on a pillow and you get to play Light Up the Stage IRL. That's great. Ooh, these sleeves are sweet. Swish. Never didn't have it. Three 2-drops, 2 3-drops. Just like we drew it up. It's a bug that transcends clients, chat. It's a bug that transcends clients. What up? Yo. Come at me. It's bugged in paper too. Yeah. You know, I'm just gonna play Gideon here and get him upticking. Because getting Gideon upticking is like getting a removal spell going, which is great. So that's nice. It's also like, while I could get Pridemate going up faster here, This gives me a chance to like draw an untapped land and play two 2/2 next turn, which would be great.
I believe it.
Blue Lemons, thanks for the half a year. My wild cards. This deck is not cheap by arena standards. Jamming 16 Planeswalkers into your decks means the mythic count is high. It also means that this deck is actually good. You probably won't play that many mirror matches. I'm going to hold on to Temple of Enlightenment here, so that way we can discard it if they escape Uro next turn. Although if they escape Uro, they're still just dead, right? Up to 2 lethal threats, it's only 1 blocker. Well, I keep the land still, though, because if they escape Uro plus, like, have land removal spell, we can kill them. Croxa, yeah, whatever. The Titan they have, chat. Look, we were just talking about Uro in chat, and I don't, you know, all kind of blurs. I've been playing this one for over an hour, but I'm kind of into it, so, like, let's do one more. We'll talk about possible changes. I don't know that I really have any. And we'll roll on into some Black-White Aristocrats for the last one. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. I'm on a little bit later than I usually am. Apologies for the late start. I'll be back to my normal early schedule starting on Monday. And Christy told me that I learned that my normal Tuesday afternoon appointment with Jake doesn't happen next week. So we normally take him to a class at one of the colleges in town, and they're on spring break, so he'll have off next week. No, the late start was because the power to my house was out for like an hour and a half this morning. The power company called us yesterday, and they turned off a transformer in the area. I mean, at least they called to tell us in advance. Is this deck going up on the site? Definitely, if we play it again, and it's good again, maybe. When we're late into the standard season like this, I don't add decks to the website unless they've had multiple good runs. I think we're dead. Would Heliod's intervention be better than Disenchant on the sideboard? I don't think so, because I think the resource efficiency on Disenchant's a big deal. If you donate out of stream hours, does the deck request get picked up? Yes, it does. Although, if you donated like last night overnight, it's probably not updated yet. Because usually I do one update to the deck queue each day that I stream after I'm done streaming. So sometimes I catch them right away and add them, but generally it doesn't happen until the next afternoon.
There's always room to improve.
So I assume we'll see them play this and this turn. Really? They're just giving this up? Weird. I think I'm doing this and resetting their Steamkin here because I really just want to like hit a land drop.
Stand by and watch. I've got it.
So the problem with automating it, Bob, is automating it would require people who donate to format their donations in a very specific way, which is a bad user experience on average for people giving me money. And in general, you should go out of your way to make things for people giving you money be as convenient as possible. In my opinion. Half the time, like, I appreciate you, chat, and thank you for sending me money to play decks, but for reference, I tell people to link the deck they're donating for in their donation message, in their approved email, and half the time people don't even manage to do that. I have to, like, email them back or cross-reference emails with my submission form. So, like, expecting them to, like, do a particular format is just, like, almost assuredly off the table. Would I rather have Teferi or Gideon here? Teferi, like, at least draws a card. Gideon has lifelink, but he gets attacked down. Yeah, just split the difference. Gideon's lifelink is, like, really good if it gets going. I do have some chunky monsters we can put it on. Let's leave a parent and see how it goes. Mostly just boarding and removal here. So, obviously this hand needs a blue source, but we've got a couple lands, and we've got these to cast Decree, Scries, so maybe that can help us get there. Yeah, maybe it's just right to Decree their medium creature here. I don't know, if I like Decree their threat and they play a good 2-drop, I'm pretty sad. It's not a land drop, but at least it's a castable spell here. Hopefully they don't have another removal spell. Yeah, I think if we hit the blue source on this turn or the previous turn, we were in this game, but without hitting the blue source, we're pretty dead. Let's try one more. It's a pretty unfortunate bout of variance. Once more under the breach. Snap it off. Pridemate into Gideon. Let's go. The funny thing about this deck, too, is you'll probably elicit some groans out of your opponents. You, like, lead on Hallowed Fountain and they expect control. And you, like, follow it up with a pretty mid-rangey beatdown deck. Just good, clean live-in. Something to perhaps discuss in the subs Discord. We could do it here in chat too. I think I want to add a swish emote. My artist buddy is mocking one up for us. And I'm also gonna need to add an emote for Hoogle Baby when she gets here. So I'll have to figure out 2 emotes that we want to get rid of that don't really get used on the channel. Never not Bone Crusher Giant. Feels bad, man. You have any thoughts on hand smoothing? Do you think they should use it in best of 3? I don't know. I think doing things like hand smoothing in formats that aren't really played in paper is fine. I think there are a number of people who use these tools to prepare for paper Magic tournaments. So I think having your formats that people play in paper be different and digital is not good. Yeah, we don't really use the timeout emote. The dunce cap one is probably one we could get rid of. It's a good suggestion. I think I'm just playing Heliod here. I think. Our Planeswalkers have not felt stellar against the people that can actually pressure the board. Well, we're planning on playing some Modern again, so we're probably going to get some mileage out of the Spirit Guide emote. Yeah, the cap one can go. Modern staple might get used again, we'll see. Alright, so let's go Teferi. Put a counter on Heliod. We'll bounce your Actrix here. See what we draw. Sweet. Because I'm taking Modern submissions again, Weens. All Magic Online formats are available for submissions as $50 deck submissions moving forward. So I am increasing the price to reduce the volume of submissions. Is my goal. So I had someone on my YouTube channel, they're like, that's too much and I can't submit anymore. And I was like, yeah, that's the point. The purpose of it is to decrease the volume of submissions that happen. Birth for an anti-aggro card? Yeah, that could be okay. Really? They're attacking me. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him here. Gideon plus Heliod's been real good. Think I still want to trim those. Yeah, let's do those. Yeah, it's so disgusting that Trump and his administration care more about trying to stem the bleeding of the stock market than they do about actually containing CV-19. I would say that maybe this whole thing playing out in a poor manner for people will help make some boomers wake up and realize they should not be voting for the pathological liar and narcissist that is Donald Trump, but Let's be honest, they're too far gone at this point. The reality is that there's going to be confirmed cases of CV-19 in most places soon. I'd assume most major cities that don't have confirmed cases have cases that haven't been confirmed yet. Yeah, I agree. I agree. They're not testing nearly as much as they should. And in part, they're probably not testing as much as they should because if they start confirming more cases, Trump's worried it's bad for the stock market, I would assume. Yes, yeah, his administration, it's not just Trump, other people in his administration are doing it too. It's also like a tough position to be in too, right? Because like a lot of people in the United States can't afford to not go to work, right? Hey, Luija, let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around. Welcome back. Someone asked how this compared to the white aggro build. I feel like it's just been different. It's neat. I don't know that it's better so much as it's just different. Yeah, the fact that spring breaks are coming up here soon, like I live in a college town too, so like I assume a bunch of students are about to go home for spring break, and then they're gonna come back to the university here. I think Armada Red opponent just left. It's like life gained a bunch, they're just like, just noped right on out. Oh, nope. Just had something come up. Fair. Sneeper. University of Washington just announced all classes are virtual until the end of March. Yep. Yeah, probably just had to run to the restroom. Our blue splash costing us a little bit here, not able to curve out elegantly, although that's a great draw. That's that one's looking real good here. Well, Daxos on 2 here. All Seattle Amazon campus employees must work from home if they can until the end of March. All big tech employees in the Seattle area did the same thing. Wild. That's good. That's good to hear. All right, we'll see. Their draw's pretty efficient here, and Steamkin's real powerful. Might run away with this game before we can get fully set up. Well, Beacon, you know. Removal spells and cleave are both very bad for us here. Okay, those are just more creatures though. Well, part of having it run its course is to try and mitigate other people catching it. So you have fewer instances of the virus that need to run its course if you have less people contracting it. So I'm going to go ahead and block this, I think, because it saves me 5 life, but more importantly, it means if they take counters off of this to cast these, this dies because it'll have a damage marked on it. So I'd like to draw an untapped white source here. Perfect. I think I need to trade here. As a teacher in Washington State, the tension in the state is palpable. I think a majority of schools and public institutions will end up like UW before it's over. Yeah, I agree. I mean, as jaded as this is to say, like, this whole CV thing is, I think, will make a lot of people realize that, like, their vote does matter and that the person who's sitting in the White House does actually impact their lives. There are a lot of privileged middle-class people who don't directly get impacted by Trump and his policies in a lot of ways. And as scary as it is that his administration seems to be largely mismanaging this situation, it will make the fact that who sits in the White House can impact us all very real to people that don't get that. Like, this would be, the whole situation is like tense under any situation, regardless of who's in charge, and having someone whose administration is proven to be largely incompetent, but also being led by a sociopathic chronological liar is tough. I don't know. There are some people that just might realize, like, they support him because he's a racist, that this can have other impacts on them. You know, I don't know. That might be naive overall. You're right. All right, that's a pretty decent draw. Gets us another Pridemate here, which is a decent blocker. Gets us 2 Devotion on Daxos, so it's a decent blocker. Although, notably, these things will be attacking with 5 power next turn.
The claw is what it takes. So be it.
And again, Charles Kyle, what you need to understand is you're making the jump to me saying all middle-class white people don't care about Trump, and that's not what I said. What I said was there are a lot of people who aren't impacted and thus don't care. I did not by any means say every person who falls into the criteria I'm describing is that or doesn't care. Because there are plenty that do, and that's good. Am I dead on board? These are hitting for 3. That puts me to 6. Yeah, wow, that game was kind of impressive, huh? And I know, like, they didn't draw Ember Cleave and we were dead to Cleave. Like, so they didn't have Cleave when we were able to get there, but, like, as far as, like, the fact that we were behind and they had a pretty good aggressive start and we were still able to catch back up felt super reasonable. Super reasonable. Yeah, I don't really know that I would change anything after that set. Like, we talked about maybe turning Tomik into something else for the aggro matchup, but honestly, I'm not certain that, like, the aggro matchup's hard to the point where we need more cards for it. Like, I know the one match we lost was against mono red, but I felt like we ran pretty below average there. I really liked what this deck was doing overall, though. Like, this core of pretty inexpensive cards are just pretty good together, and then most of these cards are pretty reasonable on their own, and when you add some synergy with Interplanar Beacon, it felt relatively clean overall. There's a very real possibility that this island is unnecessary and it should just be in other planes. I don't know. I felt like I wanted 9 blue sources to squeak by with the Mystic Disputes in the board. Like, even 9's a little bit low for this effect. So it's 19 lands that cast Daxos overall, which is pretty close. Yeah, as far as budget goes, this deck's very expensive on Magic Arena. We've got 16 mythics here. If you don't have these from building other things, it's going to cost you a lot of pretty valuable wild cards. Yeah, that's true actually. We could just play a fifth tapped land. Cuz this doesn't cast our 1-drops anyways, right? Yeah, I like that suggestion. I like that suggestion. Just add a Tranquil Cove. Yeah, I think that would be the change I would make. I would cut the island, then I'd add a Tranquil Cove. It has a small bit of synergy. That island's not casting our 1-drops on 1 anyways. Yeah, I like it. All right, what are we doing? We are going to hit a quick ad roll while I get the client restarted and get everything flipped over for the next deck. We're going to be playing a black-white Aristocrats deck coming up next. It was a cut the line, so I don't have it in my client yet to tease it like I usually do. So I'll be back in just a few with some Aristocrats here in Standard on Arena. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere.